So get this, Hollywood, right? It's the land of reinvention, a place where celebrities burn out, bounce back, and bask in redemption arcs like it's scripted. But every so often, someone reaches a little too far, a little too fast, and bam, they crash. Face first, and guess who just did a full-blown PR nosedive? Meghan Markle. Oh, but it gets juicier, because standing right there during Meghan's very public misstep was none other than Drew Barrymore. Yes, Drew, America's sweetheart, the queen of comebacks herself. And Meghan, she walked onto Drew's show like she had just floated off a cloud of hand-pressed lavender and legacy PR fluff. Hair flawless, smile rehearsed. She oozed curated charm like it was dripping from her pores. And Drew, sweet, lovable Drew, she welcomed Meghan like a long-lost sorority sister, compliments flying, eyes sparkling. It was all very Netflix after-party with bottomless champagne. For a fleeting second, we all thought we were witnessing the birth of the next iconic Hollywood friendship, the Duchess and Drew duo. Catchy, right? But oh no, that fairy tale, it crumbled. Fast, because behind all that glossy camera magic, the whispers started. You know the kind, allegedly, but not really. The whispers that come from the makeup trailers, the boom mic guy, the snack table, people who actually see what happens behind the curtain. Word on the set was, Meghan didn't just arrive, she descended, like royalty had arrived. She wanted to be introduced a certain way, treated a certain way, spoken to a certain way. Titles had to be acknowledged. We're talking Duchess of Sussex this. Former royal-turned-lifestyle mogul that, girl, this is America. We don't bow, we don't curtsy, and we definitely don't kneel at the altar of titles. And Drew, her whole vibe is warmth. Real talk, therapy with snacks, no pretense, no status games. So imagine the tension when Meghan allegedly strutted in with her nose in the clouds, brushing past the rules, barking requests, and treating the crew like hired help at the palace. Drew noticed, quietly. She clocked everything. Because Drew isn't new to this game. She survived child stardom, addiction, tabloids, heartbreak, and came out the other side hugging everyone like a golden retriever in Converse. But fake friends, bad energy, she doesn't do that. And disrespect? Absolutely not. By the time the cameras stopped rolling, whatever spark we thought we saw between Meghan and Drew, yeah, it was dead, gone, buried. And people noticed. At first, fans were cringing, like actually squirming, watching Drew gush over Meghan. Some joked Drew was trying too hard to be Meghan's new BFF. But oh, how the tide turned. As the behind-the-scenes tea began spilling online, suddenly Drew didn't look eager. She looked blindsided. And here's the wildest part. Meghan needed this win. After the Netflix flop, the Spotify drop, the never-ending staff drama, she needed a soft, warm spotlight moment, something that felt human, real, redemptive. Instead, she brought the crown, the attitude, and left the humility at home. That moment, that energy, had Hollywood doing double takes. Because here's the truth bomb, it's not just about how you show up, it's about how you treat people once you're there. And Meghan, allegedly, was treating Drew's crew like extras on The Crown. And you know what happens in Hollywood when that kind of word gets out? Reputations rot fast, especially when the person pulling away from you isn't just anyone, it's Drew Barrymore. She's like the human litmus test for vibes. If Drew backs away, everyone else pays attention. Studio heads started whispering. Brand reps took notes. Executives tilted their heads like, wait, is she worth the risk? Because now, it wasn't just one awkward interview. It was a red flag, flapping violently in the Beverly Hills wind. And then, the rumors hit full throttle. Meghan reportedly demanded certain titles be used. She allegedly got snippy when producers pushed back. Even dismissed normal show protocol like she was above it. Above it on the Drew Barrymore show, the warmest, coziest couch in daytime TV. This show isn't some late-night roast session. It's not about power plays and one-upmanship. Drew created something that's supposed to feel like your best friend's living room. Meghan, she walked in like it was a red carpet at a Buckingham fundraiser, and you better believe things spiraled. Behind the scenes, crew members claimed Meghan's tone was off. Her vibe? Cold, not yelling, not dramatic, just dismissive. That subtle kind of superiority that makes people feel small. In Hollywood, that's the kiss of death. Drew didn't blast her, she didn't tweet, she didn't call her out on air, but she also didn't post, didn't tag, didn't mention Meghan again. No follow-up praise, no reposted clips, just a clean silent exit. And silence in this town. It's loud. Then came social media. Oh Lord, viewers flipped. Fans who'd been hyping Meghan's appearance started backtracking. Fast. She came off like she thought she was better than the whole setup. If Drew Barrymore pulls back, that tells you everything. That's the kind of commentary that PR teams can't clean up with a few puff pieces. Meghan's camp scrambled. Whispers of cultural differences and misunderstandings started popping up in friendly outlets. But it wasn't just formalities. It wasn't about etiquette. It was about energy, vibes, the stuff you can't fake, the stuff that sticks. Because here's the sting. What really stung wasn't the royal posturing or the eye-rolly title requests. It was what people said happened after. That Meghan left the crew feeling disrespected. That she pushed for princess treatment in a place that values realness. She didn't drop the Duchess act long enough to be human. And that is where it all cracked. Because let's be real, Hollywood loves a good royalty fantasy. On screen. In real life, it wants you warm, relatable, and playing nice with the crew. You act like you're too good for the room? Guess what? The room stops calling. And if you're trying to build an empire here, that's not just inconvenient, that's career-ending. But wait, it gets worse. This drama didn't just stay on Drew's turf. Meghan's behavior started triggering alarm bells everywhere. Production companies, PR reps, event planners, they all started reconsidering. People who once saw her as a fresh, modern voice were now whispering, is this what we'd be working with? Because it's one thing to talk authenticity in interviews, but when word spreads that you're allegedly acting like you're above the people actually making things happen, that's not authenticity. That's a brand imploding. Hollywood's weird like that. You can be high maintenance, intense, even dramatic if you're delivering something exceptional. But if the stories about you become bigger than your actual work, that's when the cracks turn into full-on craters. And that's exactly what started happening. Meghan's image was already on shaky ground, thanks to the Spotify exit, the messy Netflix situation, and the endless drama with her team. But this Drew incident, it added a whole new layer, a perception that Meghan just doesn't get it. And Drew, she wasn't about to gamble her entire brand for someone caught up in that energy. Her name, her show, her reputation is built on kindness, vulnerability, empathy, and she guards that energy like it's gold. So, when Meghan's attitude reportedly disrupted that sacred vibe, Drew didn't clap back. She just stepped back, quietly, elegantly, strategically. And in this town, that silence was louder than a tabloid headline. Insiders started doing what they do best, connecting the dots. The podcast fallout, the Netflix tension, the revolving door of assistants and publicists, it all started looking less like isolated incidents and more like a pattern. And in this business, patterns are everything. You can mess up once, twice, even 3 times if you're lucky. But if the chaos keeps following you, studios start wondering if you're the chaos. Even Meghan's new lifestyle brand, American Riviera Orchard, wasn't safe. What was supposed to be her glossy comeback, a soft launch into the world of jam jars and luxury living, it became a punchline. $22 for a bottle of wine, minimum order of 3, from someone who allegedly can't keep a talk show friend? Social media had a field day. Celebrity chef Jameson Saints even dragged her, calling it the Great Wine Robbery. Ouch. Screenshots of empty online carts, mocked branding, memes, comments like, $66 to drink like royalty? More like cry like a duchess? The internet was not kind. And at the center of it, Meghan, once again looking less like a lifestyle icon and more like a walking example of elite disconnect. Meanwhile, Drew just kept being Drew. Quiet, composed, moving forward with that signature sunshine energy. No feuds, no messy statements, just silence and distance. And everyone in the industry understood exactly what that meant. It wasn't personal. It was smart. Drew has spent decades earning her place back in the spotlight. She rebuilt her life, her image, her brand, slowly, gently, one vulnerable interview and goofy dance move at a time. And she's not about to let someone ride in with tiaras and tension and throw that off. She's worked too hard. She knows how fragile trust is in this business. One bad move, one bad vibe, and it all crumbles. So she did what any smart queen does. She protected her throne. And Meghan, well, she's learning the hard way. That being royalty in the UK doesn't mean much when you walk into a room full of people who've earned their place without a title. That charm, it has to be felt, not marketed. And that crew member you ignore or look down on, they're the one who tells the real story once the cameras stop rolling. Because here's the unfiltered Hollywood truth. Every move counts. Every whisper sticks. And when Drew Barrymore, sweet, forgiving, universally loved Drew, quietly ghosts you, it's not just her walking away. It's Hollywood saying, we see you, and we're keeping receipts. We're keeping receipts.